Hello everyone. I think the stream is working fine now, and not sure about the audio though, but I'm sure the audio should be all right. So if you have already joined and if you can hear me okay, please do let me know. Or if there are any issues, again let me know. I will take a look. But from my end, everything seems to be all right. The audio seems good. Thanks, Rupa. All right, so we'll wait for some time and let other people join, and then mic test 1 2 3. Yeah, I think the mic is on again. I accidentally hit it and took the lid off, but yeah, it's fine now. I need to change the color of the RGB thing. I don't like the RGB color. Mm, I forgot the name of that application which is used to control this. Ingenuity, yeah. There we go, all set. Okay, yeah, good to know that audio is back on and it is working fine. Yeah, so we'll just wait for some time and see if anyone joins and if they have any questions. If not, then we can have a short live Q&A today. I think Wuthering Waves live stream might be going on right now. So yeah, if no one joins, I'll probably just go and watch that, or maybe just stream that on the other channel. So yeah, would be good to do that as well. But as always, I will wait for 5 6 minutes and see if anyone have any questions. So hi Athar. Hi Divyansh. Yeah, we were just waiting to see if anyone joins. So yeah, as always, welcome to live Q&A. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Or if I don't know about those things, I can always search and do a little bit of research and provide you the answer. If it requires a lot of research, I can provide you the answer in the next live Q&A. But if it is a bit of a straightforward question, then can provide that answer in this live Q&A itself. I want to ask a question that I have started doing data structures and algorithms in Java, but at first I'm not able to do questions of arrays. What to do? And I am in first year. So you're in first year, and I don't know how much programming background you have and you had in your schooling. So it's totally normal if you are struggling with these data structures and algorithm questions whenever you try to solve these for array or any other data structures for that matter. So you don't really need to worry too much about that. You just need to give it some time. What I would suggest is understand how arrays work theoretically first, and once you understand how arrays work, then you may have to get comfortable with the Java syntax, because once you understand the syntax of a particular programming language, and when you understand how it works, it shouldn't be that challenging uh, to solve problems related to that. And also, what I would suggest is, rather than trying to solve problems on lead code, first try to just traverse through arrays, do very simple stuff, insert elements in array, try to traverse through it, slice it, maybe check uh, particular values, try to match for a particular value, do some operations based on indexes and things like that, and try to find metadata like length of array and things like that. So very simple stuff, and you might already be doing those things. I don't know, but if you haven't done those things, first do those things and get very much familiar with how arrays work and what it is and in what use cases you can use it. And once you feel a bit comfortable with that and the syntax of Java, then you can probably start solving some questions on lead code or any other platform. So yeah, I think that should definitely help you build some confidence, bro. So how is it going in the UK? Like, good opportunities for AML, like any updates for recession? Um, any updates of recession? So recession is not there, but companies are still quite skeptical about how to take things. Not a lot of companies are hiring. And recently in my company there were some layoffs. So that's that. Having said that, there are still a lot of companies, they are still hiring. When you go on LinkedIn, you will be able to see that there are still a lot of job openings related to AIML. So in that case, I would say there are still opportunities for wide variety of people. Sometimes there are some junior roles, but then there are a lot of senior roles as well. It's just junior roles are a little bit difficult to get, is because the competition is way too high, and people with some experience, even they apply for some junior roles, especially when they're moving from one domain to another domain. So it becomes difficult to compete against people with some experience. um so yeah, but then still there are jobs related to AIML. Okay, sir, thank you. What I'm doing is good for a first year student. Yes, definitely. It takes time to get used to few things, so don't panic. I was in a similar boat when I was pursuing my bachelor's. I didn't have any programming background before I started my computer science bachelor's. And in my first internal, when I took exam for C programming, I think I got 13 out of 50, so I flunked. But then I realized that I have taken computer science, and if I don't know programming, it's not going to go very well. So I need to learn programming. So I started learning programming, and in second internal, I got 30, I think, if I remember correctly. And 30 was the passing marks out of 50. So I passed, but again, it was not good enough. And in last internal, I got um, 47 or 48. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that. So it takes time. It took like 6 7 months to just learn programming, and that was just programming and not arrays or data structures and things like that. So once I was comfortable with programming, then it didn't take a lot of time for me to pick up data structures. Just yesterday, funny thing, I just came across some of my older report cards. So I was just looking at those, and I think I had like 78 or 79 in data structures and algorithm. So yeah, if you become comfortable with the programming language, it shouldn't take that long to pick up data structures and algorithm. Is data structures and algorithm mandatory to survive as a developer? It's an interesting question, and it's very difficult to answer as well, because if you're trying to find a job, they will always assess you on these things. And when you actually become a developer, when you start as a junior developer, you don't really do a lot of uh, thinking. You just develop things based on the specification provided to you. So you just need to write those things. So they already mentioned that you need to use, for example, dictionary to handle these things. So you will have kind of a, like a business requirement document and then a technical document, or it's called, I think, high level design or low level design. I learned it from my wife though, so she used to create a lot of these things. So yeah, you get those things and then you just stick to that specification and you develop those things. So you don't do a lot of thinking like which data structures to use, how to optimize the algorithm and those kind of things. But as and when you become senior developer, you just pick up those things naturally. You start to understand which data structures and algorithm to use in a specific use case, and then based on that you create those HLDs and LLDs. So in if you see that way, straight out of the college, you don't really need to know a lot of data structures and algorithm. But when you go for an interview, they will always test you on those things. But what I would suggest is, if you know data structures and algorithm well, even as a fresher, it helps a lot, because when you have to implement those things, you'll not have to think really hard that why am I using this. And if you want to integrate that specific um, feature with other things, you will not struggle because you already understand the algorithms and data structures and how they work. So I would recommend learning these things. And also, whoever knows data structure and algorithm, they usually get better packages, because they are not just limited to the companies the uh, coming to the college, but they can also apply to jobs outside of outside of the college. But again, it is slightly difficult to, I think, get a job if you are a fresher and you're applying like off campus sort of things. So that's that. But having knowledge of data structures and algorithm definitely helps, and I always recommend anyone to have this knowledge even as a fresher. I am thinking of career as a Java backend developer plus MERN stack. I don't know, MEM stack. Will it be good in 2029? What do you think? And what I'm doing is good. Yes, definitely. You can develop backends in Java. That should be good. But I would suggest in parallel if you can also pick up JavaScript. I don't know what is MEM stack. So I know about MERN or MERN or MEAN. I don't know how many people use Angular still these days, but definitely React and Next is definitely a lot popular these days. So for front end, if you're thinking to switch to those things, JavaScript based frameworks, I would recommend for backend as well you pick up Node or things like that. So that way you have full knowledge of JavaScript framework. So yeah, what you're doing is fine, but I would recommend maybe pick up JavaScript as well. That would definitely help. Yeah, if you mean MERN, then yeah, definitely. That is a good thing to do. Can you please suggest a good course for data structures and algorithm in Java from Udemy? I'm thinking to start from today or tomorrow. I have not checked any courses on Udemy about this, but let's take a look at it together maybe. Um, Let me share my screen. So do let me know if you can see my screen. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have a chat here as well, so I can see the chat. So yeah, let's take a look. Here you will see price in pounds. Usually courses in pounds are very expensive, but when you buy it in India, I think it will be fine. It won't be this expensive. Okay, that's good. So I don't know which of these courses are good, so we can probably just take a look at some of these courses and see how good they are. Everything is just tangled there. That's fine. Let's go here. Big O classes, pointers, linked list. I think this is getting into these concepts very quickly. I don't think they are covering a lot of basics to begin with. So if you are someone who is not very experienced with Java, then it can be tricky. So I wouldn't recommend this course simply because you might be new to Java, but if you think you're very comfortable, then sure, go ahead with that. Not a problem. Um, let's take a look at this one. Although it is not a bestseller, but still, let's take a look at this one as well. And you can also look at this learning hours. The previous one was like 11 hours of course. This one has like 45 hours. So definitely there are a lot more content available here. Um, so here also they are starting with bigger notations. It might just be like theory, what these things mean. And then they also have array, so array related projects. And then they are starting to get into some of the interesting ones like linked list. Then you have stack, queue, trees. So there are quite a lot of data structures, and also you have some of these algorithms like Kruskal and Prims. So this one is looking good because they are covering from the basics, but again they're not covering Java. Uh, so I guess most of these courses they are going to be just data structures and algorithm, which makes sense because that's what they are saying here. So for that you may have to um, pick up JavaScript. Sorry, why I keep saying JavaScript? Probably because I am too keen on JavaScript. But yeah, you probably have to pick up Java first and then take any of these courses. So here also you have those similar things. I personally feel like this course is pretty good. And when was it last updated? Let's see that. Last updated. Okay, so it was updated quite a while ago. How about this one? This was updated very recently. Hmm. And this one was updated starting of this year. So this one is the most updated one, and this one is the least updated one. But I think it also depends on what is the update. If they have just changed like few commas and stuff and just the documentation, then doesn't really matter if they have updated with something. But By just looking at it, I feel like this course is, yeah, this course is good because they have quite a lot of algorithms, dynamic programming, challenges, and all the data structures here. So this could be a good course. And concepts doesn't really change that much. Maybe other people might be using updated version of Java, and this person will be using previous versions of Java. So if you don't want to get any errors or something, you can probably just use the same version of Java that this person is using. um, Apart from that, I don't think there should be that much of a difference because these notations, they stay same, data structures, they stay same, all the algorithms that you are seeing here, they don't change, they stay the same. So for this particular course, I think the updated date might not be that relevant, but if it was, let's say, some Gen AI related course, it could be something very important to look at because it's changing every single day, the things that are coming into the market. So for that, I think it's important to look at the updated date as well. And I would also recommend watching these trailer videos because you want to take a course from a lecturer whose accent is understandable, the way they are speaking, the way they are teaching, the way they are explaining things needs to be understandable by you. And if you feel like the accent of this person is very difficult to understand, then no point taking this course. So I highly recommend watching these trailers and see what things they are covering and whether it's understandable to watch these videos. So do check out those things as well, and then based on that you can pick any of these three courses. So these definitely look good, right? So yeah, let's get back to the chat. I don't think we have anything in the chat. So yeah, do let me know if that was helpful, or if you have any other question, please do put it in the chat. Thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, no problem. You're most welcome. How is the UK job market for data scientists? UK job market is in general not at its best, but it is fine. Because every time I go onto the LinkedIn, I have like quite a lot of people in my connection. People ranging from complete freshers who have just now finished their masters, and people who have been searching for a job in the UK for some time now. Every now and then I see people posting they have found a data science related role in one or the other company. So I would like to assume that there are jobs, and when you go on to the job section, you see quite a lot of jobs posted as well. So number of jobs are there. It is definitely not as good as what it was a few years back, but jobs are still there and companies are still actively hiring. I can probably very quickly share my screen again to show this. So usually I use this website to see how the job market is doing specifically for data science in the UK. You can always change location here if you want to see it in some other country, and then you can also change the time frame or time period here. uh, if you want to look at a much longer time period, you can have for 6 months, or if you want something shorter, you can see here. And you can see definitely there are, the rank has increased. So for this specific domain, so for data science, I think there are more number of jobs, but it is still like not uh, as good as what it was a couple of years back. So you can see permanent jobs citing data science is just 1310, which is still quite good, um, but it is definitely not the same as compared to what it was a couple of years back. But then you also need to keep in mind that number of people coming to the UK for masters has reduced significantly. So the number of people who were there pursuing their masters or looking for job in the job market were significantly more in 2023 as compared to 2025. So given that, I think the number of applications per job, I think still the same or maybe slightly better in uh, in 2025. But if you just look at the numbers, it is definitely lower than what it was a couple of years back. So yeah, I hope that helps. um what should we learn in today's age? That's a very broad question. I mean, it depends what domain you would like to be in and what you really like to do. So most of the videos on my channel is related to data science and programming in general, I guess. So if you think about data science, of course, having foundations strong is very important. So things like Python programming and statistics, mathematics, then comes machine learning, then comes deep learning. Those kind of things are very, very important even till today, because today I can do quite a lot of text related stuff with large language model, but as you might know, it's very expensive to do those things. So if I want to perform a classification kind of thing, I would still prefer to use traditional machine learning model. And if it's a numerical dataset, then it's no brainer that you will be using either machine learning or deep learning to do those forecasting. So you still need to know those things, and when you go to any interviews, they will always ask questions related to traditional stuff. If you feel comfortable with those things and if you feel confident, and then I think you can start learning Gen AI side of things. And when it comes to Gen AI, again, you'll probably have to start with one or the other. And when I say one or the other, I mean uh, languages like natural language processing side of things, NLP, or computer vision. So for computer vision, it's mostly images and videos. So if you are interested in those kind of things, then you will probably go towards diffusion model and things like that. But then if you want to stay in natural language processing side of things, then you would want to look into transformers and deepen your knowledge related to those things. So it very much depends what you mean. So if you have any specific area that you would like me to talk about, and if you have any knowledge about that, I'll be more than happy to talk about that. But that's the kind of a brief overview when it comes to data science, AI, and machine learning. Apart from LinkedIn, is there any specific job portal to search for job in England, like Naukri in India? You can use Indeed, and there are a lot more other platforms like CV Library is again a good one, I think, because I used to apply for jobs on CV Library quite a lot. And then there are two more, Target Jobs and Total Jobs. So these are some of the popular ones, but when you will start applying for jobs on LinkedIn, every now and then uh, you will get some redirected link that will take you to some of the other websites. So eventually you will create accounts on those as well when you start applying for jobs on LinkedIn. So these are some of the popular ones that you can use. usually when I apply on LinkedIn, I used to get redirected to Workday page as well. But what I don't know is if you can search for jobs directly on Workday. So that is something which you can try. I've never tried that. So maybe give it a go to Workday as well. Because I remember filling a lot of Workday forms from LinkedIn. So again, Workday is one of the popular ones that recruiters use at least to get the information from the applicants. It's good that I added this option to be able to share my screen on this um, streaming application. So I use OBS to stream. So yeah, it's good that I was able to do it because it makes life so much easier to just share the screen and show what I'm talking about. So it definitely helps. I don't see any other questions in the chat, but I will still wait for a couple of more minutes. We are 30 minutes in. I see a button called start break. I'm just very curious and I just want to click on that. So I'm going to click on that button, but I'm not going anywhere. I'll be still here and I will very quickly switch it off. It's just I'm very curious and I want to click on that, so I will click on it anyways. Oh no, it's giving me a timer saying that 1 minute, 3 minute and 5 minutes. So I don't know if I will be able to stop in between. um, I will start it for let's say 1 minute, but hopefully I'll be able to end it in less than that time. So it says break has started, but I don't see any difference though. I mean, everything seems just as before. So I mean, if you can help me to just understand if there is anything different at your end, please do let me know in the chat. But if there are no differences as compared to how it was before, then also probably just type no difference, or yeah, you can't hear me. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't do anything. It just shows on top that there is a break. So I'm going to end the break. Nothing different so far. Yeah, didn't seem like it. So don't know what it actually does. It just starts a timer and the timer was going on in front of me and I could just stop it whenever I wanted. Right, so we don't have any more questions in the chat, so I think that's it for today. There might be some lag, so I will just wait for you to listen that I'm about to end the live Q&A. But yeah, have a good day, have a good weekend, and happy learning. I will see you in the next one. I do these live Q&As every Saturday 12 p.m. UK time. So yeah, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Bye.